many relationships go through challenging situation, and they always go through a pattern of on and off, where they break up several times and then they patch up again. But the most important thing is you need to ask yourself that do you really get back, do you really want to get back together? Do you really see your future with that person? Do you really see yourself with that person? You need to ask these questions to yourself. Only if the answer is yes and your soul is saying that yes, you can spend your life with that person, that is when you can get back together. But that also, once you get back together, you both need to make sure that you both are on the same page, you both have cleared out all your confusions, misunderstandings, and you both are ready to handle your relationship maturely. There are relationships where you get into a toxic situation where the person is toxic. I will never recommend you to get back with that person, because you will only ruin your life with that person. Okay. And there are relationships where you can work things out wonderfully. It's just that, again, both the parties need to be on the same page, and they both need to put a lot of efforts to make that relationship work. Hey guys, I'm Kriti, and finally, after I guess 14 or 15 days of break, I'm finally making my YouTube video again. I was on a break. Today we'll be talking about, can a relationship work after a breakup? According to me, yes, your relationship can work after a breakup only if both of them are willing to put in the effort, and both of them are willing to keep aside their ego, their pride, and just focus on making the relationship work. First thing that you have to make sure is that you both have to be on the same page. Whatever challenges you both had to go through, whatever misunderstandings were there, you both have to talk about it and have that heart-to-heart conversation. You have to have the difficult conversation. I also know there are people for whom having this difficult conversation is very difficult, because I was this kind of person at one point of time. I completely understand, but you know what? If you really want this relationship to work, so you both have to talk about your problems, about the misunderstandings. You have to put across your emotions and your fears. You have to talk about everything. Only if you want this relationship to work. It might get overwhelming and it might get very heavy, and I completely understand, but having this difficult conversation is only going to solve your problems. Having this difficult conversations is only going to help you to make this relationship work. You have to be very mature when you're having that conversation. You have to make sure that you are understanding the other person's point of view also. You cannot be too rigid, and you cannot just think about yourself, about what you had to go through, about what the other person made you go through. Even if it was the other person's mistake, it was the other person's fault, you still have to be empathetic, and you have to let the other person talk, and you have to try to understand the other person also. Second thing that you have to make sure is that you are trying to understand the other person's point of view also. Like I mentioned earlier, you have to have a flexible approach. When you're having that difficult conversation with the other person, you have to be a good listener. Try to understand why the other person react in a certain way. Try to understand what exactly made them behave that way. You know what I mean? You have to be a good listener and try to have a flexible approach. Even if it was not your mistake and it was completely the other person's mistake, you still have to empathize with them, and you have to listen that what exactly happened and why did you guys part ways. During this time, you have to have the conversations maturely. You have to handle it really well, or else your relationship might not work. You know what I mean? You have to put in a lot of efforts. You have to empathize with the other person each and every time if you want this relationship to work. Third thing that you have to keep in mind is, don't repeat your past mistakes again. This is one of the most important things that you need to remember. Whatever challenges you both had to go through and whatever mistakes you both made, you both need to learn from that challenging phase. You both need to learn your lessons and make sure that you are not repeating them ever again. Also remember that it's not entirely your partner's fault. Maybe you must have done something which made them react in a certain way. So try to give them benefit of the doubt and try to have a flexible approach. Try to understand yourself also, that maybe I must have done something because of which the other person reacted or behaved in a certain way. All I'm saying is that you need to look at yourself also, analyze yourself also, and try to accept your own mistakes too. At the same time, if you did make a mistake, you don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel too bad, because you are a human being at the end of the day, and you will make mistakes all the freaking time. So don't be too harsh on yourself. It's okay. Just make sure that you are not repeating your past mistakes again. Fourth and the last thing that you have to keep in mind is you have to handle your relationship maturely. Throughout your lives, please handle your relationship maturely, and especially when during your initial days, when you guys patch up, and your initial days are going to be a little difficult. It can be maybe days, weeks, or months. It depends on how you both handle your relationship. You might get triggered because you might feel that your person has not changed yet. You might act out because of your insecurities and your fears. I will really recommend you, if you have any kind of doubt, if you have some fears or insecurities, please share it with your person. Your person deserves to know that, okay, this particular thing has triggered you. You know what I mean? Because your initial days, you both are going to be very cautious. You both are going to judge each other a lot. So share all your fears and insecurities with your person. Try to make them understand that, why are you having that fear? Why are you being insecure? Share everything, and trust me, once you share your fears and insecurities, your person will make sure that they give you all the reassurance. They comfort you. You both will only grow from that challenging situation. If your person truly loves you, and if you both truly love each other, you both will only grow from the challenging situation. If there is no love and understanding, then definitely there are higher chances of you both to break up again. Fourth and the last thing that you have to keep in mind is that you both have to handle your relationship maturely throughout your lives, while having that difficult conversation, while during your initial days, when you guys patch up. Your initial days are going to be a little difficult. Maybe it can be days, weeks, or months, depends on how you both handle your relationship. It's only because after patching up, you both will be very cautious. You both will be very insecure. You both might feel that the other person has not yet changed. That's when you have to share your fears and insecurities with your person. You have to tell your person that a particular thing is triggering you. You have to talk it out with your person, and if there is mutual understanding and love, you both will only grow from that challenging situation. And if there is no love, no understanding, no respect, then there are higher chances that you both will break up again. So please try to handle your relationship maturely, only if you both want to get back together. I'll just conclude this video by saying that a good relationship is when both the partners are willing to work things out, both the partners are willing to accept each other's fears and insecurities, and they only want to grow together from that challenging situation. If there is no, like I mentioned earlier, if there is no love, no understanding, no respect for each other, then there are higher chances that you both will not be together and you both will break up for sure. So there has to be these three basic things in your relationship, which is love, understanding, and respect. If you have these three things in your relationship, then definitely there are chances that your relationship will last longer. This was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope this video was helpful. And I also hope that you implement everything that I talked about in this video if you want to get back with your partner. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to watch more such videos. I'll see you next time.